Whenever you're all ready, fire away for Coach Yates.
Coach, what are you seeing right now that you're happy with so far in these last couple of weeks? Practices?
I'm happy with, I think we're building a solid 2 deep, and that's on special teams. I think we're building it, in our room as well. So I think we're getting to a solid 2 deep.
What are you satisfied the most about, and what do you think they still really need to work on and with the rest of the practices that you have available?
What we need to work on is I think we still need to get better at running to the ball, finishing plays. What we're doing well, I think we're getting better at our man-to-man. I think we're getting better at our eyes, as far as keeping our eyes on our man. We're not where we need to be right now, but they're working.
Who are some of the younger players that are standing out to you right now?
Some younger guys. Kobe Minor is a guy that's he's been playing well. Malik Dunlap, has came on strong. But I got a veteran group, so there's not too many young guys in that room.
And I was going to kind of follow up on that. Just everybody in the room, from practice 1 to practice 10, who's maybe made the biggest jump, or who would be like your spring MVP candidates among your guys right now?
I don't think there's a spring MVP. I'm not that guy, so we'll give an MVP at the end of the season when we have a winning record. I need a bunch of MVPs right now, so but they're all working hard. You have Reggie Pearson, Marcus Waters, Rashad, like I said, Malik, Adrian Fry. All those guys are working. My group works hard. The thing that we're just trying to overcome is just being consistent every day. What I try to tell them is, when you're a DB, you can't have a playoff, right? You can't say, my bad, or the old hand clap. You can't, right? Because when you mess up, it's a touchdown. And so what I'm trying to get those guys to understand is our sense of urgency needs to be on 100 all the time when you're playing DB, right? We're the last line of defense when it comes to run. We're the last line of defense when it comes to pass. So, I'm just trying to get them to understand that we're the quarterbacks of the defense, and we got to play hard every snap.
As far as your personnel goes, cornerbacks, Rashad and Adrian Fry have played a lot of football. Safeties, Marquise Waters and Dadrian, and Reggie Pearson have played a lot of football. Are those guys working the most with the ones?
Tyler Owens is in there. Kosai Odris is in there. So, like I said, I have a veteran group of guys. And we're building a 2 deep. How that turns out, still remains to be seen as we kind of keep going through spring. But, like I said, the way we want to play, you need to have, you need to be about 10 to 12 deep, when it comes to our group on the back end.
What kind of role is Kosai playing now? Because he's been he's played linebacker a lot.
He'll do both. Safety. He'll play both. So he can play safety, he can play backer, he can play nickel. So we're moving him around. The scheme kind of fits him where he can do a lot of things for us, but we don't have any one set thing, for him right now.
Talked about the experience that you have with that group. How beneficial is that as a new defense that's kind of being instilled in spring? How has that been shown so far?
Well, it's been shown. I think that what I like is they want to be coached. So as soon as we get done off the field, they're in the meeting room watching film. They're on their iPads watching film. So just as a veteran group, as far as studying the game, and studying themselves, they do a good job of that. They're want to get better. They're want to be coached. They're either in my office, they're in Coach DeRuiter's office, or Coach Hookbinder's office. These guys are always asking questions and they want to get better. So that's the main thing.
Is it comforting to know that you've got such a senior crew around you that it makes your job a little bit easier, that they want to be coached so hard?
That is comforting, Now it all comes down to actually doing it though, right? So my main thing is we just need to be more consistent as far as our execution. Like I said, it's a new defense that they're learning. So, the learning curve is still there as far as not necessarily thinking so much. And they're starting to get to the point to where they're actually just playing and not thinking. But, like I said, they work hard and the will to want to get better is there.
What's your impression of Adrian Taylor during your season?
Plays hard, student of the game, coachable, fun to be around. Now I will say this: that room is a pleasure to coach. That room is a pleasure to coach, and as they're learning the system, they're learning me, and I'm also learning them. Right. So my job is to push those guys to be better. But at the same time, it's going to be days where I'm going to push them. Where they're going to look at me sometimes and kind of ask, okay, is this guy crazy? Because I'm going to push them to a level that they sometimes think they couldn't get to.
By pushing them to a level that they don't think they get to, but you know they can, how stronger does that make them when they realize, oh crap, I can do this now?
Yeah, well, it just comes down to why we do this. When it comes to Coach McGuire and what he's building here is, our thing is we're trying to get these guys to understand that it's more than football. So we trying to build them to be better men off the field as well. So when they actually know that you care about them, it's not just about football, right? Because I asked them about, academics obviously, but also their families, girlfriends, with everything in their life, right? It's not just about football and if you can backpedal or if you can tackle. We truly care about these guys.
So how's this staff different than any other staff that you worked on?
That I worked on?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's tough. I would say this staff as a whole, to me as a coach, when you go to sleep at night and you think about, that every coach on the staff is doing everything they can to help their group be the best they can be, then that's all you can ask for. And I feel that with this staff, right? The more I'm around this guy. And also we're learning each other as well, so we're learning, but I feel like just being around these guys and watching them, just listening to them in meetings and watching them coach and hearing them coach and all that, I feel like every coach on this staff is their group I know is getting coached up.
So who's brought the biggest pop this year so far?
I mean, you got to start up front, right, with the O-line coach and the D-line coach. I mean, I'm no dummy now, so it's got to be the O-line coach and the D-line coach. Like, it starts there. So, those are my guys. I mean, for me being a DB guy, Coach Fitch is my dude. Like, I need him. Whatever he need, he gonna get from me. So.
Got time for about two more.
Coming off a season-ending injury last season, how has Marquise Waters looked this spring to get back to where he was before the injury?
He's looked good. He's been working hard. Improving at, everything. Once again, he's a student of the game. I bet you, if he's not interviewing with you guys, I bet you he's in the shower getting dressed and he's about to go watch film. I guarantee it. And just so, he's that guy. He's ready to always get better, see what he did wrong, how he needs to improve. So, he's doing what he needs to do to get there.
You mentioned coaching them up like as a family and finding that with your position group, the DBs. How has the chemistry side been as a unit?
It's been good. I think the group is close. I'm a guy that the way I coach hard, but also like to have fun. If you're sensitive, you're probably in the wrong room. Because we gonna joke, we gonna have fun, but they know that once that joke is being told, right, and it's time to focus, it's time to get back to work. They know from the tone of my voice, okay, let's go. So, that's took a while for them to learn, but I think we're there, right? Because it just can't always be, that hammer. But when it's time for the hammer to drop, right, they get it.
You mentioned Kobe Minor a moment ago.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk a little bit more about him?
He's
mainly corner.
So he's explosive, right? He might be one of the fastest on the team. You know, so he's one that still needs to get better with his feet a little bit, but he's working hard. And so these next, this was practice 10? See, I don't even know what practice it is, but these next 5, right, he needs to continue, you know, his growth. And he'll be able to help us out, you think.
You said it needs to get a little better with his feet. On the other end of the spectrum, who's the best technician guy that you have back there in the whole room? The best guys. If you wanted to train somebody with a teach tape, say, what's this guy?
Jashawn Johnson, our GA. That's all I'm gonna give you.
He pretty much started.
That's all
from
I'm
the
gonna
day-
give
he
you.
pretty much
I
started
mean,
from the day he
I
got
don't have one guy that I think. You know, I got a couple guys that are good, but you know, Jashawn Johnson.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you guys.
He was
Appreciate it.
pretty good back then.